All right, this is series four. We're in Bereshith, which is still Genesis. We're gonna start in chapter six. All right, and it came to be when man began to increase on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men that they were good, and they took wives for themselves, all of whom they chose. All right. So a lot of people interpret these things different. If you remember back in the last series, remember that God gave Seth as the appointed child um, to Adam to replace his son that was to replace Hebel, right? So remember Cain, he killed his brother, and remember that lineage. Remember she said when he was born, she have gained a man, right? So if you go back, that was chapter 5. All right, and you have to read there. So, going on, we see that it came to be man began to increase on the face of the earth. Why is women important here? Well, they begin to increase giving birth, right? So women are reproducing at a high rate now. More men are being born now. These same men, they begin to have daughters. All right, now, from that same lineage, we remember that they were tent dwellers with with livestock. And then you also see that they were good with musical instruments and those things and locksmiths. So now if you have daughters from that same lineage, they're able to do the same thing. If you look around, there are women who are in skilled trades. There are women who fix on cars, work on cars and things like that. So there are women who are very skilled musically. Now, they say the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were good. So good, were good. Remember he said, if you do not, if you do good, you'll be accepted. So when they saw that they were good, all right, they didn't choose from the same lineage, right? They began to choose the ones from man and not for God. All right, so we're gonna see what happens here with that. So that's the importance here with women. They took wives for themselves, all of whom they chose. So whoever they wanted, you know. If you look at the music out there, how much music is talking about, choosing women, going after women. Music that's referring to, murders, killings, guns, and things like that, evil. So is it talking good or evil? All right. So we remember what Cain did. He was a man. Remember what happened? He killed his brother, and that's these is his offspring coming off, and all of them reproducing. And now the sons of God. Some people interpret this as fallen angels. It doesn't say fallen angels here. We see that God appointed Seth, so these can be the descendants of Seth, right? So as we continue on, and we have the name of God right there said, "My spirit shall not strive with man forever in his going astray. He is flesh, and his days shall be 120 years." All right, that's a key point there. So I believe here, you have to pray and get your own interpretation. One key point I'll point out is I think about when man ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. All right. And then also he said his days should be 120 years. How many people living past 120 years? How many people are 20 years old or older today? So that's one thing to think about. And then he said he should not strive for man forever. So that means that he's not really that much interested in us, right? After all this that happened, the going astray and everything like that, he's not really striving with us forever. So let's continue on. Verse 4. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of Elohim came into the daughters of man, and they bore children to them. Those were the mighty men of who were of old, the men of name. All right, so this is interesting here. So you mix the sons of God with those who were very talented with those instruments and all those things, those locksmiths, and you combine all that into one. That's probably what's going on in here. You get Nephilim. All right, you get some mighty men. All right, mighty names. Those who remember a lot throughout history, legends, stories that's talked about today. You hear about giants and things like that. They got documentaries of them. They're looking up their bones and things like that. Look up Nephilim. What were Nephilim? All right, it's people around that's super large today. They're good people. You got people that's well over the average height. So that can give you an idea what Nephilim are, and you can look up more to find out more about it. But as you read, this is a critical point. As I said, I'm not trying to replace your pastor or your teachers, but this is something to talk about with them. So I'm just giving you some key points, things you could look up and talk about. So as we continue on, and we have the name of God right here, saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So, what are you thinking about? What is your heart desires? Is it wicked? Are your thoughts evil continually? So, are you thinking about evil things all day? That could be what's evil is man here is going against God. Wickedness on the earth. We don't see any commandments, 10 commandments yet given right here. We know that they know the difference between good and evil. Why? Because they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So you remember that. So they know right from wrong here. There is no commandments. Remember that. But we see that they fell in love with doing evil rather than good. So as we continue on, verse 6, and we got the name of God right here, was sorry that he had made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. And we have the name of God right here said, I'm going to wipe off man whom I have created from the face of the ground, both man and beast, creeping creature and birds of the heavens, for I am sorry that I have made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of, and we have the name of God right here. So, as we see here, God is sorry that he made man. All right. On the earth. You see that? He was sorry that he had made man on the earth. So that means that maybe he should have made man somewhere else. That's a key point.